Fortunate, though, for the old man there in the murder ride, in the 187 ride. That's David Cruz. Checker flag waves there for the murder machine, David Cruz in the 187 ride. He'll take home heat race number 1 over his boy there. That's the Joker, Caleb Cruz in the 35. Last Monday there, Caleb was the one driving the 187 ride and picked up the feature win here. Know he's been kind of fighting gremlins on that 35 kart. I was talking with David Cruz. All right. What some may say will be the highlight of the action here at Exit 7 coming up next. That'll be our ever popular. Oh, we got our Junior 1 coming out real quick. Oh, that's right. I forgot we had a late entry on our Junior 1 there. That is, no, you're good. That is the 19 of Kason Wolf making the trip all the way down from Clinton, Illinois. Clinton, Illinois. I thought that said Clinton, Iowa there. I had to double check. I didn't know there was a Clinton, Illinois. Wow, that's cool. The more you know. He's supposed to be coming. I know Dad was hauling. He's probably huffing and chuffing trying to get it down here. Hey, Dad, for the 19 kart, do you want us to just go ahead and run these juice box race really quick and give you a couple minutes? Okay, yeah, that'll work out for a thumbs up there. Okay, we'll go ahead and let the juice box run theirs really fast. I know he hauled butt to run all the way to the trailer and everything. We'll give him a quick second here to run this juice box. Oh, the Lakeland and the Mohawk helmet, the wild style. All right, we got Braxton Tuso signed in. He's going to be rocking the black helmet. Then we got Aislinn Sproston, the high side Barbie. We have Lakeland Swan in the Mohawk helmet. We have Attic Swan in the red, white, and blue helmet. And we have Corbin Beal in the black and yellow helmet. And do we have our guest appearing one out here? And then we have our guest star here, Anthony Sanders, in the little remote control car. And green flag waves. The future racing, heading down the front straightaway now. Oh, look out, swerving. The black and yellow helmet of Corbin Beal out there doing a great job. Leading the way. Got the fabulous checker flag flying on the back of the cart. Parents over on the hillside, you like what you see, ages 3 to 6. If your little kid would like to get into racing, be sure to hit up the radial flyer. Oh, we got rubbing down the front straightaway there. Between Corbin Beal and the high side Barbie, Aislinn Sproston, she comes to a stop. Uh-oh. Oh, man, she's like, psych. We got the Mohawk catching up, Lakeland Swan, and the Mohawk catching up to the backside of the high side Barbie. So we got the Wild Child and the high side Barbie side by side in 3 and 4. They're staring each other down, going, I'm out of 4. Oh, it's so intense. Green flag waves, which means 2 to go this time by. We'll have a feature for the juice boxes coming up after the second round of heat races for the big carts. And as I was saying, again, be parents. If it's something you looks like you want to get your young kiddos into, ages 3 to 6, be sure to hit up the radio flyer website. These are just electric radial flyer carts there. I think they run 24 volts, I'm hearing on them. And I think I was getting told around, how much are they, Julie, you know? Between 3 and 350, I'm being told, which is a pretty affordable way to get your kid into racing there. Teach them the fundamentals, cutting their teeth, gas, brake, left, right, all the stuff you need to know. Paying attention to the flagman as much as possible. And as the checker flag waves this time, that's Corbin Beal in the black and yellow helmet. Doing a great job. Later on, after their feature, all these kids going to be winners here as they'll all meet Miss Julie up in Victory Lane, get their photo taken, and get a nice little care package. Miss Julie always taking care of them here. Last weekend, it was a nice package sponsored by Bowden Racing. Little man in the remote control, Anthony Sanders, rocking it in turn 3 there in that Indy cart. I was mind blown when I first found out they had those, and I was like, what the heck? I was at East Moline, and I was announcing, and I seen somebody driving one around. Yeah, she's driving it, yeah. Yep. Yep. That's pretty slick. Anthony Sanders is going to go ahead and roll off there, get steered off. Our junior one now making his way down there for his first heat race session. All right, we'll get the one to go this time by right out the gate. He'll go green flag next time by. All right, that's Kason Wolf out of Clinton, Illinois in the 19 cart. I got word that they tried to roll on out to another kart track there, and the other kart track didn't have any flat track karts, so they made the trip real quick and made their way here, so that's why they're a little late appearing here, so no harm, no foul. We welcome all here at Exit 7. So we welcome the number 19 kart team there, Kason Wolf. Welcome, family. Oh, up into the wall there a little bit there. Hopefully everything's okay. Gotta keep her down in that rubbered up stuff. Driver out there keeping it good. Staying green. Much cleaner exit out of 2 that time by. Another clean entry on 1 there. Nice clean entry. Another smooth exit of 2 there. Now, he's got the lean in and everything. Look at the helmet. Ah, look at the helmet lean in there. He's all into it. That's the secret of karting. You got to lean the head as you go into the corners. That's the secret to racing in general. It's good for an extra 20 horse, I swear. I swear to God. Some solid lap times turning out here. Let's take a look. See, last time by he was 17.95. This time by 17.12. So a little quicker that time by. We'll see what he is on this final time. I said last time by 17.12 for lap time. As he comes out, white flag will wave. One more time around here, that time by, getting green again, down in the 16s now, 16.97. Final time into 3. We'll see how he rolls across the line for time here. He's going to be racing the clock. Checker flag waves, and another green there, 16.97 again on the final time. So Great lap times there. More green than red on the lap times there. Like I said, no competitors here, so he's just kind of racing his time, dialing that thing in. We'll see him out here for his second round of heat races. Meanwhile, coming up, Adult Predator's going to roll right into their second round of heat. Scheduled on the pole, that's the 7, the Madman Jacob Mejia. Outside of him will be the Beast Chris Kissel in the 320. Row 2 inside will be Cale Sproston in the K7 ride. John Payne in the 316 outside of him. And the 23 of Blaze Dawson rounds out the field. We'll go green at the cone. Keep your eyes peeled out of 4. It's Predator racing time down the front straightaway. Good start by all drivers. Madman Mejia leads the pack down into 1. He's stuck like glue down the back straightaway into 3 out of 4. He'll take lap number 1. That is Jacob Mejia. Oh, no. Yellow, as that was a tough one there. John Payne just getting sideways, nowhere to go there for the 23 of Blaze Dawson. Scary situation. Jake down to the track. John Payne surprisingly staying okay there. Kart fired up there. We'll turn our attention to Blaze Dawson there, make sure he's okay. We'll get that 23 Kart tragically having to come to an end there as he just ramped over the nose of that 316. That was a scary. I've seen the underside of that 23 Kart. I'm glad he's okay and up and walking there. I know he's going to be frustrated, but I'm just glad he's okay. Karts are replaceable. Parts are replaceable. People are not, so it's glad to see that they're all right. That was gnarly, man. Holy cow. I've never seen a kart get that much airtime before. That was insane. I'm just glad he's all right. As we get back to green flag next time at the cone, the Madman Jacob Mejia, your pace setter still. That'll be almost a complete restart, I want to say it looks like. Chris Kissel, the Beast, on the outside of him in the 320 ride, and here we go. I am amazed the 316 of John Payne is still out there running right now. I do not know how that is possible. And now he's passing for third. He's not only still out there, he's making moves, folks. So you can see the damage on the body as he comes down the front straightaway. All the paint's off the nose. Passenger panel there kind of flapping in the wind, and he's going to try to pull up to the back bumper of the K7 of Sproston. Cale trying to stay hot on the coattails of your race leader. That is Jacob Mejia in the 7 Kart leading the way down into 1. John Payne right there, man. I'll tell you what, you're 1, 2, 3. Throw a blanket over him. It's that close, folks, in the 3 and out of 4. Now here goes the move from Sproston, trying to get down on the inside of Mejia. Good defensive by Mejia. He keeps it nice and clean. Great driving by all drivers there. Down the back straightaway, Mejia still leads the way. Watch for the Cale Sproston K7 Kart. Not quite able to get a run like he did last time out of 4 there on your race leader. Now John Payne, he's going to be hot on the coattails of that second place battle. Yellow out on the speedway, I'm being told. Caution for debris on the track. Back to green flag here for the Predator class. Jacob Mejia, your race leader, holding it down. Sound as a pound on the low side. Now down the back straightaway. Second place, the K7 to Cale Sproston. John Payne hot on the coattails back in that 3rd spot. Chris Kissel running in the 4th place. Another lap in the books for Jacob Mejia in the 7 Kart. That clean gold and white ride there. You can see John Payne trying to find a different line there. Sometimes in racing, you got to go where everybody else ain't. White flag out, though. That battle still spicing up there for the race lead between Mejia and Sproston. Both drivers doing a great job keeping it clean. Down one final time into 3. Sproston pulls up on the back bumper momentarily. John Payne pulls up on the back bumper, your second place. And that'll be your 1, 2, 3. Coming home with the win. That's the number 7, a Jacob Mejia. Coming home in the number 2 spot, the K7, a Cale Sproston. Picking up the 3rd spot. That's the 316 of John. Might be feeling some pain tomorrow after that mid-race incident there. Chris Kissel going to come home in the 4th spot in that 320 ride. And then rounding out the tail of the field, unfortunately, that's Blaze Dawson in the 23 Kart. Coming up next, going to be the second round of heat races for your Clone 375. Scheduled to start on the pole. That is the 35 of Mike Huntington. Outside of that will be the 28 of Toby Robertson, scheduled to start. Inside row 2, the 3rd position, that is the 89 via Chris Van Winkle. Outside of that will be the 71 first round heat race winner. That's Phil Ernest. And then rounding out the tail of the field, that'll be the number 70 car to Jake Parrish. Run what you brung, getting ready to roll down to the chute for their next round. Unrestricted box stocks to the chute. Unrestricted box stocks to the chute for your second heat. Couple carts not making the call here for heat race number 2. Hopefully we see them out there for the feature. Had a nice little field of 5 of them. Down to 3 here for heat race number 2. Van Winkle, Huntington, your front row here at the cone. Clean start for Mike Huntington in the 35 cart. Early race leader, 71 of Phil Ernest. Now in the number 2 spot. He was your Heat 1 winner. Back in the 3rd spot, Chris Van Winkle sitting back there in that black and red cart. Just in front of him, he's got the 2 red carts on black. That is the 35 of Mike Huntington leading the way. He's got Phil Ernest there hot on his coattails down into 3. Had a 4 this time by another lap scored complete. Ooh, Phil Ernest looked like he was searching. There it goes. I seen it coming down the front straightaway. He was going to make a move side by side down the back straightaway into 3. New race leader out of 4. That's the 71 of Phil Ernest leads the way. That'll retire that number 35 of Mike Huntington back in the number 2 spot. He slides up against the wall down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, back in that 3rd spot, Chris Van Winkle wheeling that 89V down the front straightaway. Phil Ernest setting a mission here tonight at exit 7 as he is hooked up. He is not pulling away, but he is, I don't know if the 35 of Mike Huntington can quite catch up to him as he's just running a mean line. Oh, unfortunate for Chris Van Winkle there in the 89V. Kind of looking like he's looking over at the power plant of that kart ride. Hopefully everything's all right, and we'll see him back out here come feature time. Meanwhile, next time by, white flag will wave in the air for the 71 of Phil Ernest leading the way. He was making some moves here in the heat race. Started back in the back and made moves. Now your race leader one final time. Past the exit 7 sign into 3 out of 4. Picking up heat race number 2 for the Clone 375. That is the 71 of Phil Ernest. Number 2 spot going to the 35 car to Mike Huntington, and coming home in the 3rd spot, that'll be the 89V of Chris Van Winkle. Just needed to fire back up there, luckily, so hopefully nothing too hurt on that 89V cart, and we'll see him back out here later. Tough luck for their Chris Van Winkle ride. Throwing down another spritz of water here for our Run What You Brung boys. Doing a great job putting on a show here for heat race number 1. Looking to do so in heat race number 2. Get a quick line up here while we wait. I'll do it while it's nice and quiet and you can pay attention. All right, for the Run What You Brung, Heat 2, scheduled to start on the pole. That is the 47 ride of John Swan Jr. starting in the 2nd position. That is the 33 of James Schimberger. Row 2 inside in the 3rd position. That's going to be the 32P. That is Whiplash Ryan Whitmire. Outside row 2, that'll be the 32 of Blake Gallagher. Row 3 inside starting 5th. That's going to be the Graham Cracker Matt Graham. And then outside of that will be the 45 of Joe Schwan. Yeah, that's right. Such a showman, waving to the crowd. I don't. I'm same here, man. That's all. The microphone. That's all I got. I sucked at racing, so here I am. All right, like I said, just a little sprinkle there in the corners for these gentlemen. And we should be getting ready to roll here in just a moment. We'll get the gate opened up. These guys will get sitting down in their seats, get the rides fired up. Fire 'em on up, Run What You Brung. You brung it, now rung it. All right, there's John Swan Jr. there in the 47 ride, rolling on out first here. There's Whiplash Ryan Whitmire.
It feels so good, too.
It's amazing. You're right, lying, dude. The breeze just feels so great out. All right, 1 to go this time by here for the Run What You Brung heat race number 2. You want to announce the race for me? I'll probably do it. Sure? You don't got it. You just got to talk about what you see. That's all I do. All right, coming out of the corner here, we get ready to go for heat race number 2. Good start there by John Schwann Jr. in the 47 car. Got to keep the tail behind him. He's chopping at the wheel, able to stay out front. He'll have Whiplash right behind him in the 32B car. Third spot, Schimberger. Fourth spot, Graham Cracker. Rounding out your top five, that's Joe Swan in the 45 cart. Now Whiplash, Ryan Whitmire to the front of the pack. Guess back behind him. That'll retire John Swan Jr. to the number 2 spot. Graham Cracker, Matt Graham up into the number 3 spot. That'll retire Schimberger back to the number 4 spot. Still holding on the 5th spot. Oh no! Joe Schwann off the pace there down the front straightaway. Something not right there with that 45 card. Unfortunately, you can see him off the pace again down the back straightaway. That allowed Blake Gallagher now to move up into that top 5 spot down the back straightaway. Back up front, Ryan Whitmire leads the way. Down into 1, now down out of 2, down the back straightaway under the exit 7 sign into 3. That is Whiplash. Ryan Whitmire with the lead. Still got John Swan Jr. right there behind him, only by a few car lengths. Back behind that, Matt Graham right there as well. Schimberger in the 33, fired away. White flag though, time is expiring on the rest of the field as Ryan Whitmire tries to take it home here. One final time out of 4. And he'll take home heat race number 2. All right, we get ready for our unrestricted box stock heat 2 coming up next. Restricted box stock, restricted box stock. You're going to be coming up next. All right. Unfortunately, a cart missing the call there for the second round of heat. Still to go. Feature later on, though. I heard that's still up on the stand, and they're working on it, so hopefully we'll see them come feature time. Meanwhile, back up front here for the second round of heat race, Jackson Doherty leads the way. Back in the number 2 spot, that's Tucker Tuso in that 74T cart. Third spot, Ellie Length. All these kiddos doing a good job keeping the nose clean and in the right direction. Up on the high side, coming down the back straightaway. That's your race leader, Jackson Doherty, leading the pack. Up on the high side of that black rubbered up line. Another lap in the books for Doherty in the 16 cart, leading the way over Tuso. Tuso in the 74T trying to scratch and claw his way up to that race lead if possible. Time is ticking away. Another lap down there for your race leader. Meanwhile, back there in the 17 cart, Ellie Length doing a great job keeping that cart going in the right direction. She runs third. White flag out for your race leader in the 16 cart. That's Jackson Doherty. Ooh, got to be careful. He got it up in those crumbs just a little bit. That final time out of 2 now keeps it clean. Chopping at the wheel a little bit out of 4. Still takes the checker flag. That is the 16 of Jackson Doherty. Coming home in the number 2 spot, the 74T. That is Tucker Tuso. Rounding out the tail of the field here in the 3rd spot. That is the 17 of Ellie Ling with an H. Up next, our restricted box stocks coming out for their second heat race. That's going to be Spencer Powell down on the inside. Lucas Brocker in the 18 on the outside of him. Spencer in the inside lane there in the 41 cart. Both these kiddos, great future ahead of them here in racing. I can definitely tell. Both got a lot of ambition behind the wheel. Here we go. Good start by both these kids. That's going to be Spencer Powell down out of 2. That's the race leader. Spencer Powell in the 41 cart. Lucas Brockert in the 18 right behind him. Lucas running up on that just a little bit out of half cart length wider out of 4 there. That's going to allow Spencer Powell to kind of walk away with it. Ooh, now Spencer chops at the wheel a little bit out of 2 there. That'll allow Lucas to catch back up to that rear bumper. Now Lucas Brocker takes it way up on the high side, tries to keep the momentum up coming down the front straightaway. Spencer Powell in the 41 cart still holds it down. Sound as a pound on the low side. Out of 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Great racing action here in your restricted box stocks. Now look at that. Oh no, trouble strikes for the 41. It looks like he's got a broken right front again on that 41 cart. And he was having such a good run. I know he's a very passionate young kid. He's going to be really upset about that one. That's all right, though. We'll get it fixed up. We'll see him back out here come feature time. Meanwhile, out of 4, that's the 18 of Lucas Brockert. Right time, right place there for the number 18. He was just getting ready to make a move on the outside of it, and that's right when the 41 of Powell broke coming out of 4 a couple laps ago. Now here he is to stand on top of heat race number 2. 5 to go this time by. Oh, 5 down this time by, my bad. Lucas Brockert in the 18 coming across the line. Pick up heat race number 2. 5 years old in that number 18 car. 5 years old out there going to take home heat race number 2 here today as the white flag waves one more time around for Lucas Brockert. One final time out of 3 and 4. The 5-year-old Lucas Brockert takes the checker flag. And that beautiful gold, red, and blue cart heading down the back straightaway now. He'll head on back. We'll see him here come feature time in the restricteds. Coming up next, we got the 250 wing carts. $500s, wing 500s. You are up next after these 250, and this will go by quick. 500s to the chute. Caleb and David. Junior 1 cart. Go ahead and start working your way down to the chute, our Junior 1 cart. That is Case and Wolf in the Junior 1. Go ahead and start working your way down to the chute, please. All right, Wing 250 in full effect. How about that? Pigpen, Charlotte Weimer out front. Dad telling her to keep it rolling. That's the Dirt Demon, Carson Cruz, back in second. He took home Heat 1. Third spot going to Sophia Morrow in the 44M. She's battling it out back there with Jackson Doherty in the 16 Kart down the front straightaway. Back up front. Charlotte Weimer still leads the way just in front of the Dirt Demon, Carson Cruz. Charlotte Weimer still leads the way just out in front of Carson Cruz. C7 of Charlotte Weimer still leads the way just back on the backstretch and lead now down into 3 out of 4, taking another lap over Carson Cruz. Carson Cruz hitting the chip just at the flag stand on that 13 cart. Next time by, white flag in the air for Little Miss Pigpen. Charlotte Weimer looking to take her first heat race here in the 250 division ever. Coming home in the 4th spot, that's going to be Jackson Doherty in the 16. Coming home in the 3rd spot, that's going to be Sophia Morrow in the 44M. Coming home in the 2nd spot, that's going to be the 13, the Dirt Demon, Carson Cruz. Coming home with the win, her first 250 heat race win ever. That's Miss Pigpen, Charlotte Weimer. Oh, wow, that's unfortunate. Getting word that both 500s are broke, so. Yeah, Junior 1 card, our Junior 1 card. What's up, buddy? Case and Wolf, our Junior 1 card. Go ahead and start making your way down to the chute. Juice box carts, you should be making your way to the chute as well. Juice box carts, you should be making the way to the chute as well. You will be after our Junior 1 runs. I see him making his way down. There's the 19 making his way. Parked way out there up on the hillside. Got a nosebleed making that trip down from the hillside back there. Take your time, though. No worries, man. No worries at all. We'll get it all ready. Holy cow, they're getting spicy. Well, it ain't a race car if it don't have a dent in it. Let's be real. Oh, go figure. The high side Barbie. All right, got the 19 making his way down now. He's got the helmet on. He's got the gloves on. Got the full safety get up. Got the boots. He's got the GoPro on the helmet. He means business. No, the GoPro's for Dad, so he can hear how hard he's getting on it when he goes back and watches the video. Look, he's shaking his head. Yeah. Ah, you weren't getting on and hard off. Yeah, I was. No, you weren't. Listen to the video. All right, there's number 19. That is our Junior 1 Kart, Kason Wolf. Out of Clinton, Illinois, ain't it? Yeah, but they're definitely those are definitely, they're like 100%, 100 proof or something like that. All right, green flag waves there for Kason in the 19 Kart. Keep it locked down on that rubber side there and keep it smooth. They're going to have some good lap times here. We'll see what it is for lap number 1. Maybe. Why did no time post for lap number 1? Yeah, transponder's in. Just not getting any lap time out of them. Huh. Not getting any lap time out of the 19 there, unfortunately. Not too sure what's up with that. No harm, no foul, though. Doing a great job. I can see he's turning the wheel. He's got the head lean going again. As I say, this is... You ain't wrong, though. Definitely getting that head leaned in on the corners, getting that left side percentage with the helmet and everything there. He knows what he's doing. Making his way out of 4. That's the 19 of Kason Wolf. Doing a great job. Glad they stopped on down. Usually we have more Junior 1s. I don't know where our Junior 1s are. We usually have 2 or 3 of them, so usually would have some competition here at Exit 7, honestly. Unfortunately, the only one signed in today, but that's all right. We're glad they made the trip down. Hopefully we keep them coming back here. Be sure to stop by the pay window. All drivers here at Exit 7 come home with a little bit of cash in their pockets. So drivers, be sure to stop by and see Miss Julie before you leave here today. Not just the feature winners go home with cash at Exit 7. But bonus for him, he's going to get the cash and he gets the feature win. Only one signed in the Junior 1. Checker flag waves. That is the number 19 of Kason Wolf. Braxton Tuso in the black helmet. Lakeland Swan in the red, white, and blue helmet. Corbin Beal in the yellow and black helmet. You got the high side Barbie, Aislinn Sproston out there wheeling it, doing her thing. And then we have Attic Swan. And then, of course, this is their feature, but then they'll all meet up on the hillside per usual. These kids know the deal. And they know how it goes. They're going to meet Miss Julie up in the victory lane on the hilltop here and come home with the prize. Compliments of Miss Julie Rogers. Miss Julie does it all. Go see her at the Pick Shack for your pay. She's going to be getting these kids hooked up for their care packages on the way home. Got to sugar them all up for mom and dad. No, not really. It's not all just sugar. There's bubbles and usually other cool stuff in there. Oh, you got the... Oh, gosh, yeah. Oh, mom and dad are going to love you. Woo! Care packages. All these kiddos actually staying right within striker range. Look at, there goes Beal. Making a move down to the inside of the inside tire. Didn't quite work out there. Bold strategy. Might play out, though. He's still going to try to creep down on the inside of Braxton Tuso. They're eyeing each other down. He's like, you stay back there. You stay right back there. Oh, he gave up on the inside line. Oh, a little bit of rubbing there. Bumping and bumping on the bumpers. White flag waves one more time around for these kiddos. It's a great race coming across the line there with the white flag waving. Again, parents, ages 3 to 6, if you want your kiddos to join in the fun, be sure to hit up the Radio Flyer website. Get all the information on there on these things. Uh-oh. Oh, no, we might have had one come to a stop. Oh, nope, back to going there. Thought maybe the battery died there. Oh, we have a lead switch there. Now we got Beal up in the lead with the checker flag waving. He said he's trying to take the checker flag. As he oh, here comes Tuso firing back away. Whoa, got a heck of a run there. Man, we're going to be door to door coming down. How about this? The juice box providing some action here at exit 7. Oh, now Tuso takes a late race charge there. Beal falls back to number 2 spot. Oh, my goodness sakes. I've been there a time or two myself. He knows where to go. Look, he's already going to victory lane. He knows he's got the goods coming. Yeah. Racing's fun. Now give me my care package. Tuso taking his victory lap there. How long we got? Go spritzer. We're doing a spritzer, and then we're going right into features. It's a spritzer of water. Speaking of water, how about that forecast? Not even though the sky says otherwise, not scheduled to get any rain for like 2 weeks. That's crazy. Well, good for racing, though. Means we're going to get a lot of racing action in. Again, just going to put a little bit of water on it, go right into racing. It'll be, as it has been all day, going to be the Predator Division, then the Clone 375, the Run What You Brung, unrestricted box stock, restricted box stock, 250, 500, and then Junior 1 will be able to come out and get his feature race in as well. Again, that'll be here just in a moment. Going to put a little bit of water on. I don't think so. All right, our adult Predators getting ready to roll out. Scheduled to start on the pole. That'll be Cale Sproston in the K7 out of Geneseo, Illinois. Outside row 1, that'll be the 7, the Madman Jacob Mejia out of East Moline, Illinois. Row 2 inside, that'll be the 316 of John Payne out of Hannah City, Illinois. Outside of that'll be Chris the Beast Kissel in the number 320 Kart out of Silvis, Illinois. And rounding out the tail of the field out of Port Byron, Illinois, that'll be Blaze Dawson scheduled to start. Blaze Dawson, unfortunately, having a wild ride there in Heat 2, though. Hopefully he's all right. Not making the call here come feature time. Our thoughts are with him. And here we go. Nice even start there between Sproston and Mejia down into 1. Oh, a little bit of rubbing. No harm, no foul, though. Just fighting over that real estate. Sproston will take the inside advantage there down into 3. Madman Mejia right behind him in that number 2 spot. John Payne in the 316 in the 3rd spot. He's trying that just about a half a cart width higher going into the corners and then shooting down. It's definitely giving him some good drive coming out of the front straightaway. Down into 1, Cale Sproston leads the pack. That's just behind him. Jacob Mejia in the 7 cart, poking, prodding, searching, looking for an open window to see if he can slide on into that number 1 spot. Meanwhile, here comes John Payne on the outside of the Madman Mejia. Now the Madman Mejia on the inside of Sproston. No, now they go back to single file. What a race here in the Predator class we got going on. Now here comes John Payne. They're going to have a 3-way battle. 3 wide going down into 1. Great racing action side by side down the back straightaway. Jacob Mejia, Cale Sproston, John Payne. 1, 2, 3. Here we come down the front straightaway. Great Predator race still going on. New race leader down the back straightaway. This time by, it's the Madman Jacob Mejia leading the pack. Cale Sproston second. John Bring the Pain running in that 3rd spot. Chris the Beast Kissel still running back in that 4th spot. Here comes the pack down the front straightaway, still racing. Now here comes John Payne trying that outside groove of Cale Sproston. Oh, slides just a little up, loses a little bit of momentum. That was a tongue twister. Back up front, though, Jacob Mejia saying, you boys play back there. He's trying to take the hardware away here at exit 7 for the Predator class tonight as they go under the exit 7 sign. Down into 3, gonna be another, oh, out of nowhere there, a little bit of bad luck there for the 316 of John Payne. He'll wait till Chris the Beast Kissel comes out of 4 there. He'll fall back into the 4 spot. That'll move Chris, oh, caution comes out. That'll still move Chris Kissel up into that number 3 spot. The Beast Chris Kissel, if you will, in that 320 wide. Little note there to our late great buddy there, John Pham, Mr. Bonnie and Clyde. The 316 of John Payne, another kart getting involved in that heat race number 2 wild incident. He was the kart that got ramped over. That's why all that missing paint on the front of that 316. I had never seen anything in all my years of kart racing. That was wild. All right, down the back straightaway into 3. Oh, a little bit of bumping and grinding there by the K7 of Cale Sproston. But here, look at that. There's John Payne to take the advantage of it. That'll move Sproston back in the number 2 spot. Jacob Mejia back in the 3rd spot. Another lap in the book for John Payne in the 316. Right place, right time for that 316 kart. As I said, a little bit of contact and hard racing going on between Sproston and Mejia, and then John Payne was there to capitalize, pick up the race lead a few laps ago. Mejia getting down on that low line. You can hear him getting on that rubber white disc down there, down on the inside of turn 1. Trying to shave every lap off he can. 2 to go this time by. Next time by, white flag's going to wave for John. Bring the pain in the 316 ride. K7 to Cale Sproston. Second, Mejia coming across the line. Third, one final time down the back straightaway. John Payne leads the pack. He's just got to keep that nose clean out of 3 and 4. And coming across the line with the win, that's the 316 of John Payne. Coming home in the number 2 spot, the K7 of Cale Sproston. Jacob the Madman Mejia coming home in the 3rd spot. Chris the Beast Kissel coming home with the 4th place finish. Coming up next, we got our Clone 375 feature scheduled to start on the pole. That's the 71. He's been hot all day. That is Phil Ernest out of Mediapolis, Iowa. We're outside of Phil, that's going to be Mike Huntington out of Davenport, Iowa in the number 35 ride. Scheduled to start on the inside of row 2 will be the 89 via Chris Van Winkle out of Moline. That's scheduled. We'll see if they make the call. Outside of that will be the number 70 of Jake Parrish. And then rounding out the field, starting on the inside of 3rd row all by his solo, that'll be the 28 of Toby Robertson out of Henderson, Illinois. Run What You Brung will be coming up next. Run What You Brung will be coming up next. Unrestricted box stocks, you'll be after that. You crazy kids. You crazy kids. He's all right. He ain't hurting nobody. He's all good. He ain't hurting nobody. He's all good. He's having a blast. That's all that matters. All right, we got to get these guys stacked and racked and ready to rock it. Whoa! Oh. Yeah, that was odd. I'm not too sure. Usually the Clone 375, much more poise than that, and that was sloppy to say the least there. That was no bueno. We get them now. That's how you start a race there. Side by side, bumper to bumper. Coming out of 4, green flag away for Phil Ernest, Mike Huntington. Side by side, much better start there. 71 of Phil Ernst right out to an early race lead. Mike Huntington in the 35 in that number 2 spot. Both of them very quick carts rolling out. Oh, a little bit of bumper on bumper contact there. Great job by the number 70 staying out of that outside turn 4 wall. Those tires can be pretty nasty there. That's the 70 of Jake Parrish. Phil Ernest in the 71, still your race leader down. Caution waves. Caution's going to come on out to the speedway. All right, nice easy pace from Phil Ernest, your race leader, on the gas out of 4 there. Good clean start from the 71 of Phil Ernest, your race leader, down the back straightaway. Mike Huntington still holding on strong to that number 2 spot. Parrish now moves up into the number 3 spot there, and then rounding out the top 4, that is Toby Robertson in the 28 cart. Oh, Robertson goes around there. Finds the wrong direction of traffic, keeps it fired up. He'll keep going around down the back straightaway. Will stay green flag here at exit 7 for the 375 feature. Little bit shyer of a car count here tonight, so hopefully we'll see this gain up here. Usually a few more clone 375s than that. No, graduation season is upon of us. A lot of families doing that and stuff, so hopefully we'll see these families back out here in the next couple of weeks. Whoa, Mike Huntington gets way up on the high side out of 4 there. He's stretching it out, trying to get every inch of this racetrack he can to catch up to your race leader. That's the 71 of Phil Ernest. Race leader going to be kind of working up on lap traffic, coming out of 4 down the front straightaway. That's Robertson in the 28 ride. Just got to hold his line. It's up to the race leader to make the move to get around him. As long as he holds, that's all that matters. But I'll tell you what, though, that's allowing Mike Huntington in the 35. And there he goes. You can see now bumper to bumper down into 3. Nice, hard, clean racing by both of these drivers. That is Phil Ernest and Mike Huntington going down into 1. Huntington going up there trying to keep that air draft off the back of that 71. Get that rear end loosened up and get around him. Not able to do so as Phil Ernest now stretches it out by about a cart length out of 2 down the back straightaway. Laps are ticking away here for Mike Huntington, trying to claw his way up to the race lead. Great race here. Second great feature in a row for the Clone 375s. 2 to go that time by for your race leader. Again, that's the 71 of Phil Ernest, doing a great job holding off a hard charge in 35 of Mike Huntington. Oh, a little bit of a bobble there. Left that open window down on the inside momentarily. Huntington not able to capitalize, but sure got a good run down into 1 and 2. Now stretches back out to about a car length. 1 final time out of 4. The 71 of Phil Ernst takes the win. Good race there by both of these kart drivers. I'll tell you what, definitely, you can see there, yep, knuckle bumping going on there. Respect on both ends there. That's how it's earned here at exit 7. You give it and you take it right there. If anybody happens to find a phone lying around, a random phone, and you know it's not yours, we trust you'll do the honor system. If you find a phone that is not yours lying around, we have an older gentleman who has lost his phone and would like it back. He lost it, doesn't know where it fell out. So again, if you happen to see it, please let us know. Coming up next now is our Run What You Brung, scheduled to start on the pole. That is the Graham Cracker Matt Graham in the 57 ride. Outside of that's going to be the Whiplash Ryan Whitmire in the 32P. 47 of John Swan Jr. starting inside row 2. Outside of him, James Schimberger out of Cologne, Illinois in the 33. Final row inside, that's Blake Gallagher out of Dakota, Illinois in the 32 car. Outside of him will be the Joe Schwan 45 ride. All right, so you got a Graham Cracker and a Whiplash, your front row. Graham Cracker, Matt Graham in the 57. Whiplash, Ryan Whitmire in the 32P on the outside of them. That'll be the pace set as they roll out of 4. We'll go to green flag this time by. Back underway here for the feature of the Run What You Brung boys. And Ryan Ryan Whitmire, your early race leader over Matt Graham. Here comes John Swan Jr. Great race down the back straightaway. Matt Graham, Ryan Whitmire. Your 1-2 right now, though the original OGs of the Run What You Brung, the only two karts that were signed in pretty much most of the season last season. Now, no, Ryan Whitmire goes up a bit too high. Graham Cracker, Matt Graham now to the race lead down the back straightaway. John Swan Jr. second, Whitmire third, Schimberger fourth. Gallagher rounding out your top five. Now here comes John Swan Jr. for the race lead. Down the back straightaway into one. Oh, a little bit of love and touch and squeezing coming out of four. Throw a blanket over him, folks. The race is that close. John Swan Jr., your new race leader. Graham Cracker, Matt Graham second. Whiplash, Ryan Whitmire third. James Schimberger in the 33, your fourth position, rounding out your top five. That's Gallagher. Tough luck there for the 45 of Joe Schwan and the 45 kart down in the infield. Not his day today. He's been fighting gremlins on that 45 kart for the past couple weeks. Back up front, though, Ryan Whitmire making a power move down on the inside of the Graham Cracker, Matt Graham, for the number 2 spot. He's going to try to pull back up to the rear bumper, your race leader. That is John Swan Jr. leading the pack down into one. Laps are ticking away here in the feature for the Run What You Brung boys. Oh, there was a little bit of a hiccup from John Swan Jr. He able to hold off defensive for the time being. Now here goes Whiplash. Ryan Whitmire down to the inside. They're door-to-door out of 4 momentarily. Oh, no. Just a bit high there for John Swan Jr. Now he's playing the defensive game. They lean on each other down into one. Now Matt Graham back up into the number 2 spot. Now taking the lead just a lap or two ago. The Whiplash, Ryan Whitmire is gone, baby gone. Asking the waitress for the check, please, as he gets the 2 to go this time by. White flag in the air this time by for your race leader. That is Ryan Whitmire back in the number 2 spot. That's the battle being had. That is John Swan Jr. Matt Graham battling it out for the number 2 spot. Checker flag waves that time by. Blake Gallagher in the car, crossing the line now in the 32 kart. That is your 5th and final position. Coming home 4th, the 33 of James Schimberger. Coming home in the 3rd spot, the 47 of Joe Schwan Jr. And they're coming home in the number 2 spot, Graham Cracker, Matt Graham. And picking up the win here today for the Run What You Brung, the 32P of Whiplash, Ryan Whitmire. Coming up next, you got your unrestricted box stocks scheduled to start on the pole. That is the 16 of Jackson Doherty out of Aledo, Illinois. Outside of him will be the 74T. That is Tucker Tuso out of Spring Valley, Illinois. Row 2 inside, that'll be Ellie Length out of Kelowna, Illinois. And then outside of her will be the 16S scheduled to start is Aubrey Steele out of Kirkwood, Illinois. Looks like that 16S able to make the call this time by. That's good. We're glad to have them join us here for the feature. Hopefully she holds together. Hopefully we see you guys back here in the future at Exit 7. We love having new teams show up. She's like, I'm just here to record. Leave me alone. All right, green flag waves. Here we go. Good start by Doherty and Tuso there. Tucker Tuso falls into line back in the number 2 spot. Jackson Doherty, that's your early race lead. Aubrey Steele there back in the 3rd spot. Oh, my goodness sakes. Oh, my goodness. Oh, we got a tire out on the field. That'll throw a caution out real quick. Oh, and then we got a couple carts there also. And turn 2 getting together there after the caution came out, so that will not be involved. Caution originally came out for debris on the track down in 4. So we'll work on getting those carts detangled down there in turn 2 really quick. No harm, no foul. Looks like they're already detached there. One's already fired up there. That's Aubrey Steele. Caution was for the tire down here in 4. Oh, no, tough luck there for Aubrey. That 16S there. Looks like she's down in the infield there. Definitely a bummer there. Not quite sure what happened in between the drivers there. After the caution came out, I heard the crash and happened to look over as I was looking at the tire that was out in the track coming out of 4. Terribly sorry for that race team. Fortunately, still going to go home with just a little bit of cash in their pocket. Be sure to stop by the pay window again. All drivers, be sure to stop by the pay window. Every driver, every cart comes home with a little bit of cash in their pocket. Back underway again. It is Jackson Doherty in the 16, leading the pack down the back straightaway. Tucker Tuso in the 74T second. Ellie Lynn in the number 3 spot here. That's your unrestricted box stock feature happening right now. Great breeze. Oh, man, that feels amazing. Out of turn 4, that's Doherty there, leading the pack still. Now stretching it out about 4 or 5 cart lengths over Tucker Tuso in the 74T as they head down the back straightaway. Out of 4, another lap going to be scored complete for Jackson there coming across the line. Still Tucker in that number 2 spot. Ellie Lane holding on there in the 17 cart, doing a great job keeping that nose clean. Great job by all these drivers out there. Again, Jackson Doherty, your race leader out of 4. Another lap mark down, time ticking away there for the 74T of Tucker Tuso back in the number 2 spot. Another lap down for your race leader, keeping it clean down the back straightaway. Jackson Doherty in the 16 car, keeping it sound down. Now 2 to go there, getting the twin sticks in the air. The horns are up, if you will. 2 to go for Jackson Doherty in the 16 car, your race leader. Gonna see the white flag wave this time by. Just got to keep that nose clean on that 16 cart. One final time, checker flag waves for the 16 of Jackson Doherty, taking home the feature win in the unrestricted box stop. Tucker Tuso in the 74T going to come home in the number 2 spot. Coming across the line now there, that's the 17, Miss Ellie Lynn, taking home the number 3 spot. And then unfortunately for the 16, that's Aubrey Steele going to come home in that 4th and final position. All these kiddos will come home with a little bit of cash in their pocket. Fortunately, though, as we said, stop by the pay window. Make sure to get your pay before you head out. Doesn't ease all the pain of not winning, but definitely takes a little of the sting out. Coming up next, we're going to have our restricted box stocks. Looks like scheduled to start down on the inside. That'll be the 18 of Lucas Brockert. On the outside of that, that'll be the 41 of Spencer Powell. These guys kind of start the race how they want. 1 minute they're side by side, then they go single file. We'll wait and see how it is this time. All right, single file kind of it is. Checker flag waves. Hopefully that right front there can hold up on that 41 of Spencer Powell. He's had some gremlins on that cart today here. I got faith. I think he can do it as they come out of turn number 4 this time by Lucas Brockert. And the 18 takes the first lap. Lucas Brockert, your race leader. Spencer Powell back there in that white and blue 41 cart, sitting in the number 2 spot. Both drivers nice, smooth down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Good line by both these drivers. Oh, right there just a little bit. Spencer Powell in the 41 cart just getting maybe a little bit too much on the throttle there, down in the rubbered up there. Couldn't quite keep the tail behind him. I'll tell you what, he keeps it fired up and firing down the back straightaway into turn 3. He won't even go a lap down. Back up though there. That's the 18 of Lucas Brockert there. Coming out of 4, that's your race leader. And that red and blue and beautiful gold cart down into 1 and 2 now. Down the back straightaway. Lucas sound as a pound as there's about a half a track between the two. Good recovery from the 41 of Spencer Powell. He's making some nice lap times.
Yeah, bro, you can go in there. You can even shut the door if you want. Here, I got you.
Another lap going to be in the books there for the 18 of Lucas Brockert. Now a little bit of ground being gained there. He really laying down some thunder for lap times there. Lucas Brockert in the 18's kind of catching up to the back there. Won't be enough time, I'm sure, to put the 41 of Spencer Powell lap down. Both these kids doing a great job still. Spencer Powell coming across the line that time by. Put another lap down back of that number 2 spot. One little hiccup out of that 41. Ever since then, he's been dynamite, hitting his marks and on it. The 18 of Lucas Brockert taking another lap down there in the race lead. Looks like Josh is going to grab the white flag. We should have 2 to go here coming up quick. There it is. The horns are up this time by. 2 to go for the 18 of Lucas Brockert, doing a fabulous job of keeping that ride clean all race long out front there. Now coming across the line with 2 to go, the 41 of Spencer Powell. Been making up for that little bit of hiccup there. Been doing a fabulous job ever since then. As the white flag is out for Lucas, now soon to be for Spencer. Out of 4 this time by. White flag waves for Spencer Powell. Checker flag coming to wave out of 4 this time by for your race leader, the 18 of Lucas Brockert in the clean red, blue, and gold ride. And there's the checker flag for the 41 of Spencer Powell. Kept that right front on there that time, Dad. Good job, man. No harm, no foul. Did a fabulous job making up after that one little hiccup, as I said. Was turning some serious lap times after that. Coming up next, we're going to have our Wing 250 carts coming up. Looks like that's going to be the Dirt Demon Carson Cruz in the 13 cart, scheduled to start on the front row. Then picking up heat race number 2, first heat race win earlier this evening. That's the C7 of Charlotte Weimer. And out there, that's the 44M, Miss Send It Sophia Morrow in the 44M ride. Jackson Doherty out there in the 16 cart, and then joining the field there in the 187 murder ride. That's Caleb Cruz, I believe, the Joker, Caleb Cruz. I see David Cruz standing down there looking at the gate, though, so keep your eyes peeled on that 187 ride. Caleb, definitely a hammer-down driver there in that cart, very fast, picking up the feature win in the 500s. Back on Monday for our holiday weekend special. All right, here we go. One to go this time by. Yellow light's going to go out. Josh says it's time to play. Next time out of 4. All right, on the loud pedal, that's the Dirt Demon, Carson Cruz out to an early race lead. Pigpen, Charlotte Weimer up in the number 2 spot. That's Caleb Cruz, the Joker in the 187 car. Whoa! Being the fastest cart. Goes to show you, being the fastest cart doesn't always mean everything here. Sometimes it's all about what you got to do to work around them. Caleb Cruz, my apologies, tried to get around that cart just in front of him, got in a little bit hot, couldn't keep the tail behind him. He'll rejoin the tail of the field there. Hopefully we get that 187 cart fired back up there. I believe I heard he was in the... Oh, no. Something not right there. You can see the hands banging on the steering wheel there, the 187, unfortunately. That's the Joker, Caleb Cruz. Sitting down in the infield in that 187 ride. That is definitely a hot shoe car there. Little brother, Dirt Demon, Carson Cruz there, 13 cart out front there, breathing a sigh of relief. Doesn't got to worry about big brother picking on him. How about the run for the C7? Miss Pigpen, Charlotte Weimer holding down that number 2 spot just in front of Miss Sended, Sophia Morrow in the 44M. And then, of course, back there, in that grave digger looking ride, that's the 16 of Jackson Doherty. Green flag in full effect here for Carson Cruz, your race leader. Out front, heck of a run going on there for Charlotte Weimer in that C7 ride. Back there in the 3rd spot, Sophia Morrow. Carson Cruz in the 13 ride, setting sail with that wing in full effect out front. He is gone by about a straightaway over your second place cart. Your second place cart going to be the C7, Charlotte Weimer, doing a good job. Let me tell you what, night and day difference from last weekend to this weekend. Back in 3rd, that's the battle right now. Jackson Doherty in the 16 trying to work around the 44M of Sophia Morrow. Sophia doing a great job playing defense, holding her line. Another lap down for Carson Cruz down the back straightaway into 3 out of 4. He sets sail up on the high side of 4. Still a good close battle for the 3rd spot between Morrow and Doherty out of 4. Vantage going to Morrow. She stretches it out now. Whoa, a little bit of a hiccup from the 16 with 2 to go this time by for your race leader, Carson Cruz. The Dirt Demon looking to put another feature on his belt here at exit 7. Now, how about that? The race for 3rd place down the back straightaway. Oh, a couple carts getting together there. Sophia Morrow and Jackson Doherty. That was the race there for 3rd. Jackson there made a nice move on the outside. Then they Sophia had a good run going into the corner. They kind of got together there rubbing, and then it just got tangled up a little bit. Whoop. All right, we work on getting them back in their starting order. Race leader going to be the Dirt Demon Carson Cruz. Back in the number 2 spot, Miss Pigpen, Charlotte Weimer, Jackson Doherty in the 16 third, Miss Cindy, Sophia Morrow in the 44M 4th. One final start, here we go. Dominating start there for the 13 car to Carson Cruz, and a clean start for Charlotte Weimer, Miss Pigpen in the C7 herself. Doing a great job here tonight. White flag out one more time on the feature here at exit 7 for the 250 Winged Outlaws. Whoa, Carson kind of throws it in there, but it kind of gets a little wobbly. Tell you what, that came down to a late great race there. Sophia Morrow in the 44M coming home in the number 2 spot, coming home 3rd. Jackson Doherty in the 16 coming home to honestly a close 2nd. And almost got the win there towards the end as Carson messed up. That's the C7, Charlotte Weimer, Miss Pigpen. And then picking up another feature win here at exit 7. That is going to be the Dirt Demon, the 13 car to Carson Cruz. That wraps up. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, that's just going to be practice laps. That wraps up our racing action here for our program at exit 7. On behalf of Aaron, Jake, myself, Miss Julie, and Ginger, Josh, everybody that works here at exit 7, we appreciate you coming out here on this beautiful night at the racetrack. We hope you get home safe, and we hope to see you back here next week. Be sure to tell all your friends to come on out to exit 7. We hope to see you here. Thank you very much.